muted to avoid background noise. And feel free to ask to address any question you may have in the chat. At the end of the presentations, our speakers will answer them. Now we have an interesting program about opportunities for companies. We have two projects coordinated by Corina Moya and Josep Casamada that have now calls open for SMEs. Then we will have an opportunities for internationalization companies, and we will conclude with a COSME Technical Assistance Facility, a new service of COSME. And now I think it's time to start. Our first speaker is Corina Moya. Corina Moya is Master Degree in Industrial Engineering from the Polytechnic University of Valencia. She works in the International Project Department of ITEX since April 2008, and she has a wide experience in managing big projects and teams. She also has a wide experience in the industrial sector, as she has been working in Colortex, a big company of our region. And also, she has a 1 year stay in the research center in aerospace industry in Toulouse during 1991 and 1992, carrying out different technical tasks in the ICT research project. She has a broad experience coordinating European projects. She has coordinated 4 LIFE projects and 2 Leonardo projects coordinated also, and has participated in more than 15 projects and a 7 framework program. She is the coordinator of the ELITE project, and now she is going to explain us the second call for proposals of this project. I think now you can start, Corina. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Julia, for your presentation. I'm going to share my screen. And please let me know if you see my screen now.
No, it's not.
Can you see it now?
Not now.
Not now.
But before we have seen it. Do you want to open the presentation for you?
Let's check, because I think I have closed it. I have closed it without share content. Yes, if you want, because I think I cannot share it.
So I will do it for you. Okay.
Can you see it? Can you see it now?
Yes.
Yes. Can you put it in a full screen, please?
Yes. Okay, so I'm going to present you the ELITE initiative. This is an initiative of the European Commission through the COSME program, and it's an initiative that supports textile, clothing, leather and footwear SMEs to implement in their businesses, processes or products disruptive technologies from the excellent research results achieved in many technological areas, such as the key enabled technologies, digital technologies, artificial intelligence, the Internet of Things, high-performance materials, and circular economies. As mentioned by Julia, the second call for proposals is now open until the 14th April. And the main aim of the European Commission by issuing this initiative is to increase the competitiveness of the SMEs within these traditional sectors, such as I mentioned before, the textile, confection, leather, and footwear tasks. Everybody knows these are very traditional sectors in which the technologies are not fully implemented, the disruptive technologies are not fully implemented, and with this project, this is the main aim of the European Commission, but also to promote the European cooperation between SMEs and providers or owners of novel technologies. The support of technology transferring to SMEs, and to accelerate and improve the uptake of technologies such as the kit technologies, material technologies, assistive manufacturing, big data, and artificial intelligence. The technology range is not limited, so any disruptive technology that could be implemented in these sectors is very welcome. What are you going to obtain if you participate in ELITE? We are going to select 25 partnerships between SMEs active in the mentioned sectors and owners or providers of innovative technologies through the launch of different calls for proposals. We are now going on with the second call. The program offers the selected projects an incubator program consisting in financial support of 70,000 euros per project, a tailor-made coaching program in different topics and expertise, the participation in one workshop and conference related to the innovation and technology uptake, and the participation in one exhibition or trade fair to showcase the project results. And last but not least, the professional links between project partners and other players by organizing networking activities. The participants must be SMEs active in the textile, confection, leather, food and footwear, and technology owners or providers. That means research centers, universities, startups, tech companies, or maybe other SMEs that are related to technologies. They must be established in the EU 27 and COSME countries. That means Turkey is eligible, also the Balkan countries, Armenia, Moldavia. You can check or verify the COSME countries in our website. The proposals must be submitted jointly. That means that no single partner is allowed to participate. This is a partnership project. That means that it's compulsory to participate in a consortium with other company or with a tech provider. The transnationality is not a must, but will be positively evaluated. So if you are two partners from the same country, it's not a problem. The eligible projects, eligible ideas must demonstrate the technology transfer from the tech partner to the TCLF SMEs. The technology must be within the TRL 6.7. That means technology demonstrated in relevant environment, ready to be scaled up at the industry production level. The technology implemented in the proposal must be innovative and disruptive. High importance we give to the cooperation between partners and the improvements may be implemented in processes, products, or businesses. In the proposal also, you must draft the IPR strategy that could be refined afterwards during the project duration. We have launched a first call for proposal last year, and we are now in the process of promoting the second call, which will close next 14th April. I'm going to give you some figures and facts from the first call. We have received 93 proposals submitted with partners from 24 EU and COSME associated countries. Here you have a map with the countries in green. That means we have received proposals from these countries. We have received 51 transnational proposals and 42 non-transnational proposals. The innovation priorities addressed in these proposals were smart high-performance materials, advanced digitized manufacturing, value chains and business models, circular economy and resource efficiency, and high value-added solutions for attractive growth markets. These are the countries with representation. And we have selected 15 projects. Some examples of projects selected, I selected one project from the TEX industry, FUNTEX, functional coatings for fire protection textiles, heat storage and heat dissipation from Spain and Romania. The topic of this project is to validate and implement the technology based on the use of PCM, carbon material composites, to obtain textiles for firefighters and industrial protection with heat storage properties and high thermal conductivity for heat dissipation capacity and thermal comfort, contributing to the reduction of thermal stress. And one from the circular economy and resource efficiency topic, belonging to the leather sector, new white and easier to clean leather from Portugal, both partners. The aim of the project is to take to the market a new concept of tanning and finishing leather, which allows obtaining functional products in light colors, white and pastel colors, based on a cleaner tanning process with lower pollutant discharge and no dosage of heavy metals and formaldehyde. We are going to talk about how you can apply to ELIT. As I guess you are going to get the slides afterwards. Here you have the link with a very inspiring video of how to apply. But as we are run out of time, I'm going to pass very briefly to the process. You must check out the eligibility criteria. You can find them out in our website. Register in our platform. Both partners, please, both partners must be registered in order we could check the eligibility. You need to look for a partner to work with and submit the project proposal jointly. Only the leader must submit the proposal. And I remember again that the second call is open until April the 14th. The proposal template is very simple, only 13 pages with 4 sections: technical description of the project and its impact, the excellence and innovation, implementation and identification of needs of obstacles. This section is not evaluated, only for our statistical purposes. And other interesting support documents that you can find out in our website is the guide for applicants, where you can find all the process described, and the facts document. This is the implementing team. So in the middle we have the European Commission, and the project is coordinated by ITEX. We have also in our consortium in scope the Footwear Technological Institute. CARSA is an engineering company from Spain, and we have a very powerful communication and promotion agency, gopaco.com, and one partner dedicated to the legal and IPR support, which is very important in this kind of projects, which imply a technology transfer, to have everything very well written in the agreements, in order that everything could be in a way that both partners are happy with the exploitation topics. And I think that's all from my side. Here you have my email, just in case you need something else afterwards. And I think we will have time for Q&A afterwards. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Corina, for your presentation, and also for joining us today. We hope for you the same success in the second call as you have had in the first one. And now we are with our second speaker, Josep Casamada. He is the project the coordinator of the GALACTICA project. Josep Casamada is responsible for managing cluster projects within AI Textiles in Terrassa, Catalonia, He has a Master in Innovation Management from the Universitat Oberta de Catalunya, a Master in Science from the University of Colorado, and a Chemical Engineering degree from the Universitat Politécnica de Catalunya. He has a strong international experience in the field of advanced materials and research, development, and innovation project management. Josep has experience in Horizon 2020, COSME and Erasmus project, and in the past years he has been involved in more than 11 European projects, coordinating 3 of them, as Glantex, Galactica, Midwar, and LifeLarex. It's a pleasure to have here today and to explain us the Galactica project and the goal that is going to launch today. Thanks, Josep. The floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you, Julia, for the introduction. Hope you can see my presentation.
Yes, Josep, no problem.
Okay, great. So, as Julia mentioned, I'm Josep Casamar, the coordinator of Galactica, a project which is led by AI Texas, a Catalan technical textile cluster. And first of all, I would like to explain you what is Galactica. Galactica starts by the concept of having 3 sectors: the textile sector, aerospace sector, and advanced manufacturing, with very low linkages between each other. There are sectors which are generally unknown to each other, and there is also common needs on the lack of exploitation of digital and advanced manufacturing technologies. So our vision with Galactica is to interlace the 3 sectors to overlap and generate new value chains, exploit the digital industries, exploit the smart industry, and foster and create a new cross-sectoral collaboration between the 3 sectors to generate new innovative and high added value solutions. For that, the Galactica partnership is composed of 10 partners, 3 textile clusters, us, entity in Italy, Ateval in Valencia, 3 aerospace clusters, Coralia, Sudedelve, and CTA, 2 advanced manufacturing clusters, Produtec and EMC2, and then 2 stakeholders from the innovation and startup environment, which is EVAN as an investor ecosystem, as a European network of business angels, and then Science Park Graz as a startup accelerator and part of the European Space Agency Business Incubation Centers. So with that, Galactica came together, and we have a strong support mechanism which is quite diverse. We have first a cultivation stage where we have different support activities to get people together, to get the different sectors know each other with online webinars. We will organize workshops, learning expeditions, matchmakings, hackathons to ideate new ideas. And then we have the core of the project, which is the cascade funding, which I'm going to present in a few minutes, where we will have 2 calls for proposals with 2 funding lines each, Pioneer Acceleration and Orbital projects. And the goal is to develop new value chains that can be scaled up in Europe and generate significant impact. In total, we have 3 million euros in financial support for SMEs, 2.8 for the main cascade funding program that I'm going to show you, travel vouchers that will be deployed later on, and hackathon prizes. And before going into the call for proposals, I want to give you a few figures of the first hackathon of Galactica, which is now ongoing. The hackathon in Galactica, we organized it in 2 rounds. The first round, we had 24 submissions out of the 39 teams that registered, and coming from almost all European countries. And from those 24 submissions, we have now selected the 10 finalists that will participate in the final round the end of this week. And they will compete to get the pool of 50,000 euros in prizes. Also, I want to let you know that we will organize a second hackathon, most probably by the end of the year. So in case you may have interest or have innovative ideas, you could apply for the hackathon. But the hackathon is just the the first dish of the project, so we will have much higher stake with the call of proposals, which has been launched today. So today we launched the first call with a budget of 1.2 million euros, where we aim to select up to 28 projects in total. The call for proposals aims to combine the different sectors of Galactica, the textile, the aerospace, advanced manufacturing through innovation. And you can apply from today onwards through the calls.galacticaproject.eu. And I'm going to enter into the details of the different programs that we have, the Pioneer Acceleration Project, the Orbital projects, the difference. So the first call, which launched today, is open to European, EU, and UK SMEs, including startups that qualify as a SME. The first call is open until May 19th at 17 CEST, so Brussels time. And the goal is to create, validate, and scale up new cross-sectoral and cross-border value chains among textile, aerospace, and advanced manufacturing. The call is open for any kind of innovation that are aiming civilian applications, so no dual use are allowed by the regulations of H 2020. You will find all the information, the guide of applicants, since this morning in the website that you see on the screen, so galacticaproject.eu/call for proposals. The next call for proposals will be slightly larger on January 2022 with 1.6 million, but for the one that we have right now, it's 1.2 million in 2 programs. The first program is the Pioneer Acceleration, which is a concept validation. It's open to single SMEs or consortia, although it's not required. So a single SME can apply up to 20K per project. So these are small projects implemented in a short time frame, 4 months of implementation, and we expect to be able to fund around 20 projects in the first call. The second kind of projects that we have open is orbital projects, which are open to cross-sectoral SME consortia. It's a requirement to have 2 SMEs in the consortium. The funding is up to 100K per project, with a maximum of 58K per SME. These projects will be open, will last 6 months in implementation, and we expect to fund 8 projects in the first call. The proposal structure, it's quite simple. It's mostly filling in the platform, except the technical part, which is section A, B, and C, and D, which is excellence implementation impact and work plan, which is in PDF. For Pioneer acceleration projects, the limit on the sections A to D is 5 pages, so it's quite short proposal, and for orbital projects is 10 pages. In the platform itself, you can fill in all the administrative forms with different information, contact details, company details, the consortium, if it's in consortium for Pioneer, or mandatory if it's for orbital projects. And you will also need to upload the budget and fill in the declarations, the check boxes that comply with the GDPR and all this. Another important aspect is that all applications, besides the PDF and the technical description, require a video pitch of 5 minutes maximum with a free format where you explain the proposal in your own words, and you can use visual aids if needed. We are looking for strong cross-sectoral aspects, and we welcome and encourage cross-border collaboration. Because at the end, this will generate synergies in the go-to-market and can benefit you. In order to apply, you can access the website that you have on the screen, calls.galacticaproject.eu. It's our submission platform where you can register and log in, and then you will be able to see a screen like this where you can go start applications. You will select the call that you want to apply. and fill in the different information, get the templates for the Word file and the budget file. And if you want to learn more about the different opportunities, we would like to invite you to the different events that we are organizing in Galactica. So we are organizing a series of 10 webinars running from 18th of February and until the end of April. We will also organize the fish matchmaking event next week. And for instance, next week we also have a webinar on aerospace technologies for the textile sector, where you can learn more about different gather ideas for your projects and get inspired to apply with different cross-sectoral approaches. We have had already 4 webinars that you can watch openly from the project, from the galacticaproject.eu website, and you can register as well in the website for the upcoming webinars. Those are 45 minutes webinars, so you can have some time to learn something new or something about the different sectors, because at the end sectors need to know each other and we want to make it successful for you. Also, we will have a webinar on how to make pitches, so that can be useful as well for you in order to prepare the video pitch for the proposals. And lastly, I want to invite you to the official info day, which is going to be next week, and where you will be able to participate in B2B meetings between the different sectors of Galactica, the textile, aerospace, and advanced manufacturing. You will be able to find partners to jointly apply in case you want to apply for an orbital project, or even in case you find it useful for a pioneer acceleration. And before ending my talk, I would also like you to let you know that we are also having a call for experts to evaluate the proposals, because all the proposals will be evaluated externally. So in case you want to review proposals because you are from a technological center or from a large company and are not participating in the call, you can apply as an expert through the same platform. So you will have to select evaluators and fill in your CV and general information. And with all that, I would like to thank you all for the attention, and I will be here for any questions you may have. Thank you.
Thank you, Jose, for joining us today. We know you are really busy these days, and for great presentation. We hope the best for the first call of proposal of Galactica project. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks for the invite.
And we will continue with our program. The next speaker will be Enrico Venturini. He will present us the TEX Global project, internationalization opportunities for SMEs. It's a project with 3 interesting target markets that Enrico is going to explain to all of us. Enrico Venturini, after taking a textile high school diploma, graduated in economics at the University of Florence. He then specialized in industrial quality control and developed significant experience in this field within textile companies. Since 1996, he has been holding the position of project manager at Next Technology Tecnotessile in Prato, where he has in charge of many European projects, Horizon 2020, COSME, and LIFE programs. He is also a qualified trainer in the textile sector. Welcome, Enrico, and you can start. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Julia. Thank you for this very nice introduction. I'm going to present you the TEX Global project, which is coordinated by Next Technology Tecnotessile. So now I am going to share my screen. Please confirm that you can see my screen.
Not now, Enrico.
Okay. There is I'll try again, okay?
Okay. If you have any problem, we can open for you.
No, I understand now what to do. I think you see it now.
Now, can you put it in a full screen?
Yes, it's in full screen now.
Perfect.
Okay, so I'm going to take you through a short journey of this TEX Global experience. TEX Global is a partnership composed of textile-based clusters in Europe, and it is about, as it was rightly said in the beginning, internationalization opportunities. So TEX Global is European Innovative Textiles Go International. So it's about the setup of global value chains and global market exploration. It's about technical textiles, as we said. So it's going to promote in foreign countries the sustainable solutions that have been set up by European SMEs in textile and clothing sector, and in particular in smart and technical textile. So the main goal is to explore and improve, grow the presence on international market for our textile and clothing enterprises by getting access to global value chain and exploit international opportunities and innovation. So we are going to develop, prototype, and produce an innovative, globally competitive material, product, and services. So this will open not only the possibility to set up new global value chains, but also, and especially, I would say, new collaboration opportunities. The partnership is composed by 5 textile clusters in Europe. So the leader is Next Technology Tecnotessile, who is the managing body of Tuscany Fashion Cluster. Then we have Tectera, the cluster of technical textiles based in Lyon, in France. AEI Textile, which is the technical textile cluster in Catalonia. Ateval, which is the textile cluster based in Valencia region, and CITEV, based in north region of Portugal, which is the leader of Portugal textile clusters. So we are joining forces to explore and grab opportunities in 3 target countries, which are USA, Mexico, and Vietnam. TEX Global is born on the basis of the previous experience of EU Textile 2030, which was a former partnership about advanced textile materials where other countries were explored and other business opportunities were set up. So on the basis of the experience of EU Textile 2030, TEX Global project was born, and the strategy that TEX Global is putting in place is based on the results of EU Textile 2030. What are the objectives of TEX Global is to put in place international activities for the 5 textile regions, access knowledge and opportunities in the 3rd countries, access key research and production infrastructures and scaling up organizations abroad, sign cooperation and business agreement, set up cross-border and cross-sector cooperation, and make market analysis. So in few words, what we're going to do is we are going to analyze these 3 target countries. We are in the process of developing detailed analysis of these 3 markets and the opportunities that they offer in terms of technical textiles. We are going also to map the main actors that are present in these countries in order to offer to our SMEs the opportunities to meet them and to start a dialogue with them. So we are going to identify also new potential business partners. And we are now in the process of defining the portfolio, so the value proposition of our clusters, so meaning our companies that are going to go abroad. So this is the strategy, but I don't want to make it too long. Of course, the final aim is to present to companies the international market studies results, the business partners, or better, the potential business partners, and invite them to make some meetings with them by organizing B2B and C2C meetings, which will be arranged in the frame of 3 missions to these target countries. We will identify the target countries, not only the actors there, and also some major events that will be arranged there. So our main target is SMEs, as you could understand. So we want to bring our SMEs in our textile and clothing ecosystems abroad in these 3 countries. But not only, we also invite cluster organizations, universities and R&D centers, and users and purchasers, and also policymakers to take part to TEX Global activities. For instance, for policymakers, we are going to produce some useful recommendation for their future policies definition. Now, coming to the concrete activities, as I said, the final aim is to set up cooperation agreements and business agreements. So cooperation agreements are more about the exploration of possibilities in terms of joint innovation, joint R&D results exploitation, etc. Business agreements are commercial agreements. So the final aim is also to bring our SMEs to sign some business agreements for the selling or the purchase or the commercialization or the joint venture. The business agreement can be many different forms, but essentially it is about making business with these foreign counterparts. The foreign counterparts are other companies, of course, manufacturing companies, but not only. They can be retailers, they can be R&D sectors, they can be R&D centers or clusters. Doesn't matter really what they are. The important is that they are willing to make business with our companies. So, and this, of course, is based on smart textile-based solutions. We are going to open a call for expression of interest. So any company which can be interested is invited to send us their candidature through the website. There will be a call in the website that will be opened. SMEs will be duly informed with all the details of the programs, of the missions, by some local workshops that we're going to organize, and also through other informative channels like the social media, the websites, the mailing lists, etc. The rough schedule is that the first mission will be organized in late 2021 in Vietnam. Then we should have in the first half of 2022 the mission to USA, and at the end of 2022 the mission to Mexico. I'm using the conditional verb because, of course, this is all dependent on the evolution of the pandemic. So at the moment it's still unsure whether the foreign actors will arrange trade shows, textile fairs, or other events that could be exploited for the fruitful organization of our missions. So we're going to see how the pandemic will evolve. We are trying to delay as much as possible the organization of the missions abroad in order to be ready for when the pandemic and the travel restrictions will be released, to take our suitcase and travel. But if this will not be possible, we will activate a B plan, meaning we should do them, these activities by remote, or we should postpone them again. So our work plan is based on the joint internationalization strategy definition and the implementation of the roadmap linked to this strategy. So it means we are going first to prepare the missions by making workshops, making the market analysis, mapping the key players abroad, and identifying the trade fairs and the other events that could be useful for the best organization of our missions. And then we are going to implement all this plan by organizing these missions. Please, I'm talking to SMEs in particular. Keep in mind that for taking part to this mission, there is a budget that TEX Global Partnership make available to participants. So once you will candidate yourself and you will send us your expression of interest, we will evaluate through external independent evaluators, and you will be assigned a budget which will cover the travel expenses. The cost of manpower taking part in the mission is not eligible, but at least we can cover the participation to the mission travel cost. We also will make use of past experiences or ongoing experiences that you see on the left-hand side of the screen. So TEX4IM, which is the project that is organizing this webinar today, Clustem, which was a former project for cluster excellence, UTextile 2030, I already talked about it, and Context. The Context is a network of specialists and experts in the domain of technical textiles. So they can really help us in solving any issue related to the technical content of the objectives of the missions that we are going to arrange. So the missions are not scheduled yet, as I said, because of this current situation, but what we can offer as a side opportunity is the coaching cluster staff. There is another activity which is planned under TEX Global, which is the coaching of the staff members of clusters of the 5 textile regions. The coaching is mainly targeted to define the content, the plan, the objectives, and the details of the missions abroad. So it's a co-creation for internationalization activities. This means that we are looking for coaches, experts that are able to provide cluster staff with knowledge and tools to carry out and assure the success of the proposed internationalization missions. So this coach will support us in creating the value proposition, so the offer of opportunities that we are going to present during the missions abroad to our foreign partners. And they will also upgrade with us the skills of the staff members in order to be ready to solve any issue linked to the final goal, which is the signature of business and cooperation agreements. The call is at the moment open. You can check it on the TEX Global webpage, which is included into the ECCP platform, the European Cluster Collaboration Platform. I'm going to show you the link in a moment in the next slide. And the deadline for sending application is the 25th of March, 5 o'clock Central European Time. On the right-hand side of the screen, you see the tentative schedule of the coaching session. So the first part of the coaching will be divided into 4 coaching sessions of 3 hours each, and these are the dates that you see are from late April to mid-May. So here in this last slide, you see the web page address, which, as I said, is under Cluster Collaboration Platform. So you have to dial clustercollaboration.eu. And then in the search function, you can type TEX Global to look for more details and also for the call for public call for coaches. So stay tuned with our web page and also with the web pages of our members, because you will be informed soon about the next missions that we're going to organize and the possibilities offered by the mission to meet these foreign partners to make business. With this, I conclude my presentation. I remind you, if you have any question, to drop them into the chat. I will be happy to answer at the end of this session. And thank you very much for your attention. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Enrico, for joining us this afternoon, for your great presentation, and also to highlight the relevance of the internationalization activities for the competitiveness of our companies. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And now our last speaker is Silvia Cuel from TEF, COSME Technical Assistance Facility. Silvia, are you here? Perfect. Silvia Cuel is a consultant at ICORIS. She contributed to the coordination of the Technical Assistance Facility for Industrial Modernization and Investment, TEF, a main support service under the European Commission Smart Specialization Platform for Industrial Modernization. She is going to explain this tool that the Commission has developed to assist the companies. Thank you very much, Silvia, and the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Julia and Anna, for inviting me to present TAF at this event. Indeed, for the ones of you that don't know what TAF stands for, this is the Technical Assistance Facility for Industrial Modernization and Investment. TAF in brief. TAF is a 3-year project that started at the beginning of January and will last until the end of this year. It's founded by the European Commission under the COSME program, and it's a support scheme that offers free of charge expert advice of 2 different kinds, business or financial and legal, to eligible investment projects. The scope is that to help these projects improve their business plans, to be able to make their project commercially available, to apply for funding with financial institutions as well with other public funds, sources of funds. The TAF is managed by our consortium, which is coordinated by ECORIS, the organization I work for, with the support of experts provided by Meta Group and BDO. They offer, in fact, the consultants that are in charge of delivering this type of expert service. How does this service work? As most of the other EU-supported instruments also presented in this event, it works through an open call for applications. So applicants can submit their project anytime throughout the year to our service, but there are regular cut-off dates after which there are specific selection rounds. So the way the service works is that we receive the applications and the TAF management team pre-assesses them, and then it is up to an independent selection committee composed of experts in financial and business advisory that effectively assess these applications and provides an expert advice to the Commission that then approves the projects that will be accepted for the service or rejected, and for which a resubmission will be recommended. Once the projects are awarded the support, the actual advisory service starts, and projects will liaise with the experts and decide together what type of activities will be undertaken. In addition to advisory service, we also offer a series of other initiatives. For instance, we have horizontal capacity building workshops on different thematic areas interesting to the industry. But we also have pre-application support for TAF, or expert advice to specific projects. The cutoff dates are the ones that you can see here. This is the last year of this project, which means that the last 6 months of the year will be dedicated fully to expert support. This entails that the last chance that you have to submit an application to the TAP will be this summer. We have 3 foreseen cutoff dates. The July one is still yet to be fixed. What type of support do we offer? So we mentioned business support, which consists in, let's say, support to what are the basics of the project business plan. So this can go from market analysis to development of a unique value proposition for the project. Also the assessment of the potential sources of revenues from the project, as well as the review of the operational costs of it. In terms of legal advisory, for instance, we have advice on intellectual property rights, which is a common issue that many projects face challenges with, as well as, for instance, advice on how to set up a separate legal entity for the project. These are just some of the examples of the many services that project promoters can directly agree on with the experts. What does it take to prepare an application? First of all, you need to fulfill the admissibility criteria that I will present in my next slide. Then you need to specify what your project is about, which means drafting a basic business plan. Of course, this doesn't need to be complete, but in the application you need to show that you have thought about the commercial dimension of your project, that you have an idea of what the potential customers are, as well as how you're gonna generate revenues, because these projects need to be financially sustainable in a longer term, as well as the potential costs involved. Ideally, we would like to see that you secure international support, which means that if the projects were generated in one region, it would be helpful if the consortium would provide a letter of support of interest of the public authorities of the region concerned, as well as engagement of the private sector. Indeed, we receive many applications in which projects are developed by research centers or other type of public institutions, but the involvement of the private sector is highly, of course, appreciated for this type of projects. More details on the elements that you need to include in the application form are available on our website, so without going too much in detail on the different aspects, I really highly recommend you to consult it. About the eligibility criteria. First of all, the project needs to be promoted by a project manager that is empowered by the project consortium to undertake the activities that will be implemented with the business or experts, business or financial or legal experts, which is especially important. Because you need to be able to show that the project has the necessary human resources to work with the expert. This also means that for this type of project to really get the most out of it, there needs to be commitment from the side of the project promoter to work on the various activities agreed upon with the expert. In fact, it's not kind of a passive exercise in which the expert will deliver all the activities, but it's really a common exercise. And then the project needs to have an international dimension, which means that at least 2 different regions or organizations based in 2 different regions need to be part of the project consortium. Of course, the rationale of our services is that of an European dimension, so we push projects to collaborate across country, but the only criteria is that organizations need to come from 2 different regions. And then the 4th criteria with this, which is perhaps the one you may be less familiar with, is that the project needs to link to the Smart Specialization Platform for Industrial Modernization. This is a platform that was set up by the European Commission some years ago, and its goal was to develop, to support European regions to develop a pipeline of projects from a bottom-up perspective, meaning through international cooperation and clusters and other type of partnerships. To be able to be part of this platform is relatively easy. Projects need to be generated in the different thematic areas of the platform. I put here a link because best would be for you to consult the website and check what thematic areas are there. We cover areas that go from cybersecurity to artificial intelligence to bioeconomy or agri-food. So there is really quite a large thematic angle, and of course there is also a thematic focus on textiles. We have a partnership that is called a Smart Regional Investment in Textile Innovation. It's composed of several European regions, including, for instance, Catalonia, Northern Portugal, Emilia-Romagna, or Lombardy in Italy, as well as regions in Czech Republic, Flanders, and in Poland. This is only one of the several partnerships, and I'm sure that if you have a project which is cross-topic, meaning that does not only have to do with textile, but perhaps could fall in the thematic area of advanced manufacturing, which is another of the partnerships on the platform, as well as SME transition to the Industry 4.0. You can consult the website and check what regions are already on the platform. If your organization belongs to a region which is already in one of these platforms, you are already automatically eligible for TAP. If your organization belongs to a region that is not on any of these platforms yet, the procedure is quite straightforward, and you can just reach out to us, and we will make sure to for you to be able to be integrated on this platform so that you can become eligible for our service. Short overview of what's happening this year for TAP. As we said, there are a few cut-off dates, and we really push interested organizations to reach out to us to be able to apply as soon as possible. In fact, depending on the number of applications that we will get in the April and May cutoff date, there may be or not be a cutoff later on in the summer. Which means that we still have a good number of expert days to be allocated to projects, but of course, first come, first served basis. To be able to, for projects at different level of maturity to benefit of our services, we have two different formats of expert support. What we call the full expert support, which ranges from 20 up to 45 expert days. And for projects that are at early stages of maturity, so we're talking about lower TRL levels, such as proof of concept or validation stage type of projects that are just coming out of the research exercise. We also allocate smaller support packages that range from 10 to 15 days, as well as add-on support, which is for projects that already benefited of our service and that want to expand all their deliverables with our TAP experts. In addition to this, we also offer a range of pre-application support services. Some are more targeted, so they are directly from experts to project promoters, such as these pitching sessions that we're going to offer in this first semester, in which TAP applicant or prospective applicants can pitch their project to our business experts and receive support on the rationale of their project idea. We also have this one-on-one pre-application support, in which projects can receive 1 day of business expert support to help them fill the application for it to be successful. We also offer a lot of general support and information sessions, such as technical question and answer on the key elements of the TAP application, as well as short webinars on the subject. Lastly, we also offer horizontal capacity building workshops that are not only targeted to organizations that aim to apply for TAP, but to a broader public. And they're usually on topic of interest of the industry and in general on organizations that aim that are in the process of developing interregional investment projects. One of the topics that we're going to cover this semester is about the funding instruments under the next EU long-term budget of which interregional projects can benefit of. This is all from my side. If you have any questions, I'm really happy to answer.
Thank you, Silvia, to share this project with all of us. And this service is really complement and cover other aspects really needed. We are talking sometimes about only innovation, internationalization, but it's really important to improve a good business plan and to take into account the legal advisory needed to start with the company activities. Thank you very much. And now, if you have any question, you can write it in the chat. I have seen a pair of questions. The first one will be addressed to Corina and maybe also for José. How many partners are eligible per proposal? And maybe also you, Silvia.
Well, in the case of Elite, 2 partners per proposal, 1 SME and 1 tech provider. That means tech providers means a research center and university, a startup, or even an SME that owns a technology. So the 2 partners per project. And we are going to select 10 partnerships.
Okay, perfect. What about Galactica, José?
Yes, in Galactica we have 2 lines. So for Pioneer Acceleration, we require only 1 company, although more are welcome, so consortium are optional. While for the orbital projects, consortium are mandatory with at least 2 companies from 2 different sectors, 2 out of the 3 sectors of Galactica.
And what about you, Silvia?
So for us, it's a minimum of 2 organizations because our support service, so TAF is not a funding instrument, but is a proper support service. So that means that also a smaller consortium sometimes is favorable. Normally experts work with only 1 person, which is in this case the project promoter. But indeed, normally what we see are expert consortia that go from maybe 2 organizations up to 10 or 15 organizations.
Okay, thanks, Silvia. Josep, we have another question for you. Regarding the orbital project proposals, should they include all 3 areas, textile, aerospace, or advanced manufacturing? Or it can be a combination of 2 of them, textile and advanced manufacturing, since there is a minimum of 2 participants?
Yes, so there is a minimum of 2 participants that can be from 2 out of the 3 sectors, and it's eligible to be only on 2 of them, although we are looking for highly cross-sectoral projects, and probably the more that it's involved, even if it's from 2 companies only, if they target maybe an aerospace sector, 1 consortium made out of textile and advanced manufacturing companies, they will have higher chances that if they don't. So we encourage the high cross-sectoral and with at least 2 companies.
Thanks, Jose. We have seen that when you start explaining the project, you explain the partners that composed this partnership. The activities for the companies are only for the companies belonging to these clusters, or are open to all the European countries? This question is for all of you.
Well, I can answer first. Galactica is open to all EU27 plus UK, so the former EU28. All the companies are eligible to participate in the different activities on the call for proposal. The webinars are open, so you can register easily from the website with no limitation. The different the main limitation is EU plus UK in terms of funding. We can only fund companies in those locations, but it's open to any company.
Thanks, Joseph.
In the case of ELITE, the eligible countries are the EU 27 plus UK and all COSME countries. So we have 38 countries eligible.
And in the case of the technical assistance facility is also the same, being a COSME-funded program. All organizations coming from EU member states and countries associated to the COSME program can apply.
And for the opportunities offered by TEX Global, more or less the same. We have no predefined rule so far. It will be defined in the call for expression of interest, but the basic principle is that the companies going international are textile and clothing companies, or technical textile companies, better. So any company from Europe can participate.
And also, Enrico can participate in the other activities developed in the project. It's open to other companies.
Yes, sure.
Okay, thanks. This is not a question, it's Gabriel Galatioto. They have a factory of cashmere and is looking for a research center. Maybe one of the attendants can send him a mail because he would like to participate in the ELITE call, but they need the support of a research center.
In the case of ELITE, Gabriele, we will contact you because we offer the service of matchmaking. So I will contact you in order to see what you need and to see if we can look for someone that could fit you.
Giulia, if I can say, we will also contact Gabriele since we are in Italy. We are not far from one another, and we also are a research center, so most probably we are going to contact him.
Perfect, because it can be a good opportunity to develop this project.
Yes, sure.
And we have to push them.
Sure.
To assure the participation in this kind of activities. Do you think it's easy to involve companies in the participation of the different initiatives in these European projects? This question is for all of you.
If you want, I can start, but I don't want to steal the role to the other speakers. Well, it depends. There is not a predefined rule. It is true that in the case of SMEs, it's not so easy. It's not so simple for them because they are busy with the daily routine, with the manufacturing process, with the delivery times. So it's always very complicated to involve them into these kind of activities. But on the other hand, it is also a matter of mindset opening, I would say, because many companies that we know very well are very willing and open to this kind of cooperations. It is difficult to involve those that we know that are a little bit reluctant because of the reasons I was mentioning before. So this is in the case of SMEs, of course. For large companies, the concept is very different. But as clusters, we direct our attention mainly to SMEs. But these tools that we have presented today, I believe that they are very essential in order to start or trigger this innovative path that they should follow sooner or later if they want to stay competitive on this global scenario.
Corina or Giuseppe or Silvia? What do you think?
Well, in the case of ELIT and this funding in Cascades project that we have been working with, sometimes it's difficult, but I think it depends on the interest of the SMEs, because if the SMEs are interested in the project results, they work very well with the team, with the project. But it's true that they are a little bit reluctant with the reporting and the monitoring that this project involves. But if they see that they obtain mentoring, they obtain help, training, and money to carry on with their project ideas, it's easy to work with.
Yeah, that would be something similar with what we find in Galactica. So engaging companies once you have cascade funding, it's different than for a project where you don't. So organizing, for instance, the first hackathon that we organized, we gather, we mobilized, I think, 150 people from in different teams, in startups, SMEs across 15 European countries, which is impressive for that, for a hackathon. Then, of course, you get the virtual effect where you get response on 50% of what you get at the beginning till the day you submit. But still, we got at the end half of the people engaged and participating in the first hackathon of Galactica. Also, in the different webinars, we have consistent audience, and with a call for proposals, we expect to increase the outreach, the engagement of SMEs, the use of lump sums. It's something that it's really attractive for SMEs to participate, so that they are working for the project based on the output rather than on the input in terms of reporting. That simplifies and make it more attractive. So I hope that we will get a nice number of proposals and really good proposals that we can fund in the first call.
Hope so.
As for the technical assistance facility, I mean, this is a service that is especially for SMEs because, I mean, large companies, of course, can benefit of really expensive business advisory services elsewhere, whereas our goal is to help also smaller businesses that perhaps don't have such resources to really advance. And the administrative burden on our services is really minimum, in the sense that some reporting is done by the TAF management team. So project promoters, their commitment is really that of being willing to work closely with the experts to develop their project. So that the type of cooperation rationale is not as much present in our service. Obviously, a precondition is having international partners, but the scope of the service itself is really to help these people develop a stronger business case and business model.
Thank you very much to all of you. If you, for the assistants, the participants, if you like to ask something to our 4 speakers, you are now in time, because in any case, if you don't have more questions, we will have to conclude it here. Inviting all of you, of course, to participate in tomorrow activities of TEX4IM project, and also to establish B2B meetings in the TEX4IM maze making. If there is no more questions, I would like to thank all of you, your participation. It has a pleasure to know in first hand your project opportunities for companies, and I hope you can participate also in other activities developed in the frame of TEX4IM project. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Many thanks, everybody.
Thank you and see you soon. Bye-bye. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.